the Sisters of the Queen of the Apostles, Sororum Regina Apostolorum, SRA, are on the threshold of a centenary of the canonical foundation of the congregation on July 1st, 2023. SRA, under the patronage of Mary Queen of Apostles, has attracted thousands of young girls down the century to say yes and set themselves to sail to the unknown shores to dedicate their lives moved with compassion and loving service. We celebrate our past with exceeding joy because hundreds of pioneers and subsequent members lived and died as witnesses and signs of God's kingdom, taking forward the charism, reading and interpreting the signs of the time, proclaiming the word of God wherever the door was open.
With joy and heartfelt gratitude, we start the centenary year of the foundation of our congregation on July 1st, 2022. What seemed as an impossible dream at its origin has turned out to be an existence of a congregation founded on solid faith and vision. Reflecting back on the history of our congregation, we see that our founder, Father Antonius Maria Barwick, our co-founders and pioneers were always faced with new challenges and new circumstances in doing the will of God. However, they believed that God was at work with them. We see their immense faith coupled with their courage and conviction and their fidelity to the life and mission of God. Turning a spark into a flame, completing a century of vision and courage, of sacrifice and risk, of love and compassion, joy and hope. Nourished by the traditions and guided by the compass of charism and core values, the members have inspired over the years the decisions for the growth and development of the congregation. Over the past 100 years, the SRA has remained committed to its founding charism and mission. On this happy occasion, we not only celebrate our extraordinary history, but we also carry it forward with enthusiasm, dedication, and hope for the good of the people. With assurance that although the circumstances in which the congregation was born are not the same today, the needs we respond to remain essentially the same. More than ever before, the nations and cultures stand in need of transformation based on the values of the gospel and the preaching of Jesus. The women and children need emancipation and empowerment even today. The poor and the vulnerable continue to count on our compassionate hearts, and the society longs even today for liberation and spirituality. Surpassing the fears and barriers of all times, we wish to continue to radiate the light of the gospel in all places and cultures. Hand in hand with the Church, we commit to follow the wisdom and path of synodality, journeying together in communion and discernment. Inflamed by this charism, we move with compassion, doing good to all, becoming all things to all people, and we remain open and responsive to the new things God is calling us today. We count on Mary, our Blessed Mother, the Queen of the Apostles, to accompany us on our journey as the spark of God's compassion in us breaks into flames. May God bless us all.
We recount with gratitude a glorious past, rejoice and celebrate the loving plan of God. A spark from the heart of God was embedded in the heart of one man, Father Antonius Maria Bodewig, a German Jesuit missionary during his ministry in India from 1872 to 1874. In India, he saw poverty, illiteracy and superstition of the people. He was distressed seeing the plight of women and children. He was moved with the compassionate love of God. The passion to liberate people from their situation was irresistible in him. He founded a missionary society of the Immaculate Conception in 1894 to work for the welfare of the people and to make known God's love and compassion in India. On fire with the words of the gospel, I have compassion on the crowd. Father Bodewig had envisioned bringing about emancipation of women and children who were discriminated. His dream apparently reached a deadlock when he died in 1915 prior to the approval of his society. But the spark was fanned to flame when his charism was carried forward by his followers, Father Paul Sontag and Mother Saveria, in cooperation with then Professor of the University and later Cardinal Theodor Initza. On May 8, 1923, Propaganda Fide, Rome, approved the congregation under Cardinal Dr. Gustav Piffel, the Archbishop of Vienna. Subsequently, the Missionary Society of the Queen of the Apostles was canonically established on July 1, 1923 in Vienna, Austria. It has blown from spark into fire with a steady expansion and growth, treading on the footsteps of the founders and pioneers. Nearly 1,000 members today serve in 7 countries of the world: Austria, Germany, Italy, Philippines, Slovakia, India and Uganda, with diverse ministries responding to the current needs of the people. In gratitude, we recollect the memories of our past and present superior generals and their teams who nurtured and fostered the missionary zeal of the members. The daring and risk-taking leadership has initiated the sisters to venture into new ministries. This indeed is a beginning of 100 years. Newer and newer roads will be open to journey forward, the path that God will lead us in His own ways and time. The flame of our vision will continue to inflame the lives of people over many generations.